So let's continue the questions. And, you guys had a lot of questions for me. So I had to break it down to a part two because Jesus. So, first and foremost, what's popping? For those of you who actually took the time yesterday to go to my YouTube channel and see the first video, thank you. And thank you for listening. Because y'all don't be listening sometimes. ¿Tú me entiendes? Ustedes no escuchan, no oyen. But shout out to you though. Because I know a few of you have definitely seen the videos. You guys definitely hit me up early this morning to let me know that you guys watched it. So shout out to you. Let's keep it going. Next question. I believe I'm on question 45. What's your favorite anime? All right. So most of us, I'm 42 years old. So I grew up watching Naruto, Bleach, and just a whole bunch of other shit. You know what I'm saying? As an adult, I started watching anime again because of Castlevania, believe it or not. Castlevania is like one of my favorites on Netflix. And then obviously I ventured off to, other animes and stuff like that. And my kids would like put me on to different ones like Hunter x Hunter, Demon Slayer, and, what you call it? Just a whole bunch of others. I personally love Solo Leveling. Oh my, phenomenal. Solo Leveling is fucking fantastic. And if y'all have not watched Solo Leveling as of yet, get up on it. That anime is probably one of the best animes that I have seen thus far. Solo Leveling is just art. I loved Solo Leveling. One of my other favorites, believe it or not, on Netflix. Don't sleep on Netflix. Netflix has a lot of good stuff. Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix is fire. Fire. Okay. It's one of my faves on Netflix. I'm actually waiting for the next season to come out. Yeah, but Castlevania is what started me off again as an adult. So there goes that. Solo Leveling. It's on Crunchyroll. Get the app. You ain't got to subscribe. Get the app. It's worth it. I binge watched that shit. Whether I was on a plane, whether I was taking a shit, I was binge watching it. Heavy. Shout out to my brother and my sister that they made me start watching it. They literally sat me down, all of us together, and we was watching it. Mind you, we're all old motherfuckers. But yeah, Solo Leveling is probably, I would say, my top favorite right now. Next, question 46. Why we ain't fuck yet? It's a girl, by the way. Cause you scared. All y'all girls be scared of me. She's asking, when did you she said, joking or whatever. When did you realize how freaky you were? when did I realize that I was that freaky? At a young age. I will say this. I feel like my freakiness, I feel like this may trigger some people, but I really feel like my freakiness is owed to grooming. I really do feel like, because I lost my virginity at a young age. My first sexual experience was actually with a girl. She was 2 years older than me, and I was 12. And I lost my virginity when I was 14, and he was 20, so he was 6 years older than me. I really do feel like a lot of my sexual experiences were because I was being groomed. You know, I was told to do this and do that. Like when you're young, you're technically being showed and told, hey, this is how you satisfy me, as in the person that I'm fucking with, right? And again, I'm sorry if this is triggering a lot of, you know, people or whatever, because it may be a trigger for people. So I do apologize ahead of time. I'm just telling you my story and I'm giving you my opinion and I'm answering the question as truthfully as I possibly can. I feel like sexually, I was sexualized at a very young age. And you're young. When you're young, you don't fucking know any better. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, you get to, you know, you're having these experiences at such a young age. And the older you get, you know, you start to like these sexual experiences that you're, you know, that you're being taught. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's so crazy? And I had asked my therapist this question. I said, I wonder if I was never touched, and if I was never introduced to like girl on girl action when I was 12, would I even like girls now? You never thought about that? You know, because my whole thing is like, I'm sexually attracted to women. Would I be with a woman? No, I don't want to be with a woman. I don't want to be in a relationship with a woman. I've never been in a relationship with a woman. To be honest with you, I've never even dated a woman. It's always been just sexually, pure, just sex. I like watching a woman have sex. Like I'm a voyeur, so I like watching face to face. So yeah, like I sometimes ask myself, like, you know, if she would have never touched me and introduced me to these things or whatever at such a young age, would I even like girls now? I don't know. But I do know that I like them. Not enough to date them or want to be with them. But I'll definitely watch my man fuck a chick 1,000 million times over and over and over. I think it's sexy. But yeah, at a young age, and as I've just progressed and I've gotten older, I've just learned to just be free. And I love myself. I don't shame myself. I don't guilt myself into anything. I like what I like. And it's nobody's business what I like. So, number 47. When was the last time you've tried something new? I don't know. It's been a minute. It's definitely been a minute. To be honest with you, I can't even answer that because I really don't recollect. I don't remember the last time I tried something new, whether it's a food, a project. I don't remember the last time. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Number 48. What is your best quality? I think my best quality is my nurturing side. Yeah, I believe it's my nurturing side. You know, there's a lot of stuff about me that, not a lot, but there's stuff that I know about myself that I can work on. Number one being my patience, right? But that's like a self thing. But my nurturing side, I feel like that one of my best qualities is just me really caring for others, wanting to fix everybody, wanting to heal everybody. I'm definitely like, people that follow me know, like I have strangers all the time having conversation with me and talking to me about their deepest, darkest secrets. And, you know, a lot of people just want someone to listen. You know what I mean? And I've been that to a lot of people. And I'm here for it, you know? So, I mean, and that's if I am in a moment in life where I'm actually able to take on your trauma, because not for nothing, but a lot of people come to me with their trauma, you know, and there've been times where I was not in the right mind, or even in the emotional capacity to be able to deal with their trauma. And I would let them know, like, hey, we can't have this conversation right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not equipped to have this conversation right now. Like, you really need a therapist. Because some people have come to me with some fucked up shit. Like some shit that I don't even know why you coming to me, because I can't fix you, I can't heal you. I try my best to people excuse me. I try my best to give people advice as best as I can, but there are just certain things and certain issues and topics that I personally won't touch on because I just personally don't know how to help you. I'm not a therapist, but I try to be a listening ear when I can, and when when I have the mental capacity to do so. So, yeah, I would say my nurturing side, man. I be trying to help y'all motherfuckers. Number 49. When did you first realize that you were a sapiosexual? Probably like in my 20s. In my 20s. Like, yeah, like getting into my 20s was when I realized that, because, a guy would tell me something and I was just moist. Moist. And not only that, but I feel like the majority of us grew up on like Zane books and shit like that, and like these very sexual and erotic books and stuff like that, and just that used to paint a picture, in my head. And I used to be an avid reader. Oh my God, I loved to read. Growing up, I loved to read. Reading was like my thing. And yeah, man, it's the words. I feel like words paint a picture. And I'm a dreamer. I'm Aquarius. We're dreamers. And as I'm being told certain things and certain words, I'm already painting that picture in my head. I'm already dreaming. I'm already daydreaming. You know what I mean? I'm already feeling it. Like, somebody that I'm dating could just simply do something so simple and call me a good girl. And that word alone, that word is a trigger, but it trigger in a good way, and I automatically just melt. I automatically go into a submissive role when my partner is calling me a good girl. And please, let me tell you something. Just because I'm telling you that I like being called a good girl doesn't mean that I need all 50 fucking thousand of y'all to DM me from now on talking about good girl. It ain't gonna work. It doesn't work that way. Does not work that way. I gotta be called a good girl by someone that I actually wanna fuck. Okay? By someone that I actually that I want them to mentally and emotionally devour me. It ain't gonna be you. Just letting you know. Okay, sorry. All right, next question. What kind of what God, I can't even understand my own fucking handwriting. My bad, y'all. Oh, what blend of things do you like to do? What blend of things do I like to do? For the most part, travel. Y'all see, I mean, obviously these last couple of weeks I've been on standstill because of my surgery, but I travel quite a lot, if not every week, every other week. I'm a foodie. I love going to different cities, different places to just eat. That is a thing. That is a real thing. I've been doing this for years. Years. Do you hear me? So yeah, that is something that I really love to do. Um, every once in a blue moon, nobody knows, but every once in a blue moon, I'll go into Barnes and Nobles and go check out some books and stuff like that. Low key, I'm a nerd. I have a 3.8 GPA. It would have been a 4.0, but math be kicking my ass. Do you hear me? I would have had a perfect 4.0, but math is just, I've never been good at math. I've had tutors up my asshole, and till this day, math is just not my thing. I think if I can get math under control, I probably would go back to college. But yes, I'm a nerd. So there's something new that you didn't know about me. I'm smart. Okay, guys? I'm actually smart. Don't let the blonde hair fool you. But yeah, blend of things. I just like to travel. As an adult, I like to travel. That's it. I like to travel. And I like to learn about just history. you know? I love it. I love it. But anyways, next, what's a guilty pleasure? What's a guilty pleasure white people show that you watch? Shit. That I watch now? Sullivan's Crossing on Netflix. That is one of my guilty pleasures. Shout out to Asia because she got me watching that shit. And I've been binge watching it ever since. Sullivan's Crossing is a good one on Netflix. White people show that a guilty pleasure. As of recently, I haven't really been watching any white people shows. Old people, like old school shows that I used to watch, white people. The Nanny, one of my fucking favorites. Love her, okay? I still watch it actually. I love The Nanny. I've never watched Friends. Yeah, I've never watched Friends before. I don't even know what that shit is about. But yes, The Nanny is definitely up there in my white guilty pleasure show. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, definitely. Will and Grace was another one that I used to watch. Third Rock from the Sun was another one. This is to tell you how old I am. Married with Children, Al Bundy, like, come on. I think nowadays, there is no white people show that I watch. As an adult now. I don't really watch shows anymore, at least the new ones. So, I mean, if you have something that I should watch, let me know. But as of right now, just Sullivan's Crossing. Let's see what else. Harry Potter fan, ? If so, are you excited by the HBO series adaptation? Yes, motherfucker, I am. Next question. I am. I'm very excited. Very excited. Every year when they would drop Harry Potter in like around December, I would be in that motherfucking movie theater, AMC, every motherfucking year waiting in line. Definitely a Harry Potter fan. Other than sex, what topics do you find intellectually stimulating? History. I love history, and so one thing, a guilty pleasure of mine is period pieces. When I say period pieces, I mean shows like Austin Jane, shows like Downton Abbey, shows like that. I absolutely love period pieces, and I love to study history. And also I actually love I grew up liking or at least I always found fascinating like mummies and shit, like Egypt and everything like that. And yeah, I used to actually study oh my god, I'm getting so old. I used to study hieroglyphics. Another thing that you didn't know about me. So I do. I just love stimulating conversations, and it could be about anything. I just letting y'all know, I don't always, like, in my everyday real life, I'm not talking about sex. I'm not always talking about sex, unless one of my homegirls calls me and it's like, oh, I just had sex. I'm like, yeah, must be nice, because I don't be getting fucked, and I'm not dating anybody out here in Houston. So for those of you who are currently having sex, motherfucking lucky you, bitches. Next, does any of your past affects new relationships? No, I feel like yes and no. So, I wouldn't say my past, right? Because I've definitely learned to not as an adult, I've learned not to mistreat anyone because of someone has done me wrong before. I will not put anybody through hell because of a past pain, right? I will say that my video that went viral, that sometimes can be a tough one, because and when I meet somebody, I usually make it my business to let them know about that video because it went viral, and I don't want anybody to be embarrassed by me. And so for the most part, it's been good. Like, for the most part, men will come into my life and I'll be like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, that shit was your past. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with me. And I'm very grateful for that because they don't judge me because of that. You know what I mean? But I make it my business to let them know, because I don't ever want to be in a situation with them where we're chilling or whatever. And then, somebody lets them know, like, yo, that's that chick. That's that chick that, yada, yada, yada. And then they're going to look at me like, well, why the fuck you didn't tell me? You know what I mean? I don't ever want any partner of mine to be embarrassed by me. I want somebody to be with me because they truly have, one, gotten to know me, and two, they love who I am, like deep down inside, in every way, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all of that, right? But I have definitely been in situations about maybe 3 times, two to 3 times, where I have bought that situation up, or I have bought that video up, and the person that I was trying to get to know at the time just didn't, given it thought, they just didn't want to continue. And it hurt, but I accepted it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm very easygoing, but I know that, certain things my partner would have to kind of think about. And I don't want a man to be with me knowing that he's just not cool with me and the things that I've done in my past. If you cannot, I wouldn't say get over it, but if my past, whatever, if my past is something that a man just can't get over, then I'm just simply not the one for them. And I'm okay. I'm okay with that. That just lets me know that that person is just not the one for me. I've dated killers, supposedly. I've dated, men that have walked all types of life, that have done crazy things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not here to judge them. Just don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I don't hurt you. I'm trying to live in peace and harmony. That's it. But to answer that, for the most part, I would say no, for the most part. Now, I will say, I feel like if I get into a relationship, there are definitely certain things that I would dummy down. As of right now, as a single woman, I can do whatever it is that I want to do. Period. There's nothing that no one can tell me, because I'm not dating anyone at the moment. I may talk to people. I will admit to that. I talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I talk to people to get to know them and stuff like that. But as far as the word dating, I am not dating anybody. And therefore, I can do whatever it is that I want to do. Now, if I get to a point with someone that I'm talking to and we venture into the dating stage, because we're really trying to see where it goes and we're locked in, there are certain things that I personally, not because he told me to, but there are definitely things that I would dummy down on, me personally. You know what I mean? Because I know more than likely that my partner is not going to really want me so sexually, out there. I mean, I don't have an OnlyFans or anything like that. I ain't popping my pussy in nobody's screen or anything. But, y'all see, some of the pictures that I take, can be definitely provocative or whatever the case is. So I just know that in a relationship, I would just tone it down. That's all. I mean, I'll still be myself, but there are just certain things that, the public won't obviously get to see anymore. It just won't be too provocative like like it is now. So there's that. Let's see, what's my favorite place to vacation to? I know this is gonna sound mad biased, but Dominican Republic. And it's not because I'm Dominican. Just want to let you know right now. It's just a beautiful place to go to. It's such a beautiful country. The peace that you get when you step foot in that land is fucking crazy. The food, just everything, man. My motherland. What makes me smile? I think didn't I ask this before on the first one? Food and dick. Food and dick. And my kids. I'm not gonna lie, man. I love my kids. I have such good fucking kids, yo. My kids make me smile when I talk to them. And my kids love me, and my kids support me, y'all. When I first told myself that I was gonna do this, that I was gonna start recording and do my podcast thing, I sat my kids down and I told my kids that I was gonna do this. and they gave me their blessings. So my kids know about my podcast and stuff like that. My kids are 23 and 25. They know. They know mom's is crazy. They know the way mom talks and stuff like that. So they know. They know. My kids definitely make me smile, man. They definitely do. But yeah, other than my kids, food and dick. So yeah, let's move on. What motivates you? What motivates me? My children. My children and God. And knowing that there's just so much more for me to do. There's so much more for me to do. And I talk to God regularly because sometimes I feel like I'm not quite certain of what my path is. And sometimes I'm unsure of what I'm put in this world to do. But when I be helping y'all, or when y'all, reach out to me, DM me, ask me questions. And even now, do you know how many of y'all reach out to me just to ask me how I'm doing? Do you know how grateful I feel? How thankful I am for interactions like that? Grateful, thankful. Because that means that I'm doing something. That means that I'm actually touching people's lives some way, somehow. I make people laugh. I'm just a fucking goofball. You know what I'm saying? What comes out my mouth just comes out my mouth. But I make people feel good. And I know y'all be jerking off to me too. Just letting you know there. Mm-hmm. Do you like spitting in mouths? Absolutely. Now, please, people, let's work on hygiene. Just because, I like spitting in mouths and stuff like that doesn't mean I'm going to be spitting in everybody's mouth. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to allow every man that I touch to spit in my mouth. It doesn't work that way. But yes, spitting in mouths. Mm-hmm. Next question. What brings you most joy? I feel like I've asked that, I answered that like 50 trillion million times. So I do apologize for putting that in there again. But overall, my joy is the fact that I'm able to do what I want when I want because I can. That is my joy. Knowing that I can, knowing that I have no restrictions, knowing that I can do anything I want and say anything I want without giving a fuck about what anybody thinks. That brings me joy. Next question. What makes Sue happy? Eating, fucking, sucking dick. Mostly sucking dick. But sucking dick of someone that I actually want to suck on. Yeah, that makes me happy. Eating makes me happy. Eating again. Eating, sucking dick. And eating. And traveling. Y'all know I travel. Okay. What is your happy place besides your bed? With my family. My happy place is when I'm surrounded by my family and my friends. When I go back to New York. And to be honest with you, Dallas is also my happy place. I am very big on family. Very big on family. And for the most part, I am alone. And when I feel too lonely, or when I get to that point where I'm just like, I can't take this anymore, I go back to New York and when I tell you I get a re-up and I get my cup full of love. Do you hear me? Yeah. So it's New York and Dallas. Those are my happy places. That's where I can find peace and joy and love, lots and abundance of love. Number 62, if you could get or do any one thing you wanted, what would it be? If I can get to do anything, what would it be? If I want flying superpowers. I know it sounds stupid. I want to fly. I want superpowers. Actually, I want to fly and I want to teleport. But then if I teleported, I wouldn't need to fly. You know what? Teleportation. That's it. All right, number 63. Where do you live now? I live in Houston, Texas. Next question. I see you travel. Where is the best place you ever traveled to? Zanzibar. Hands down. Zanzibar was actually the first time that my nice pedicure toes touched Africa. Beautiful. The people, beautiful. The scenery, beautiful. It was the most beautiful experience I've ever had in my life. I remember my first night there. I believe was it my first night there? I believe it was my first night there. We had went to the beach and the shit was pitch black, damn near pitch fucking black. And for the first time in years, I saw stars, a sky full of stars. And living in the city, living here in Houston and New York or whatever, in most of the states, you don't get to see that anymore. Back in the days when I was growing up in the 80s, 90s, you would look up in the sky. Even living in the city, I used to, I'm born and raised in Manhattan, Uptown Dykeman. And you would see a shitload of stars. But pollution and all this shit, you don't see stars anymore. Zanzibar, man, such a beautiful place. I cried. I got so emotional, and it was my first time in Africa. I was so emotional just looking up at the sky and looking at all of those stars. Beautiful. I would highly recommend, if you've never been to Tanzania, Zanzibar, I suggest you go. Beautiful. Next, what's some of the goals you have set for 2026 if you have planned that far yet? So I'm moving back to Dallas. So that's one. I told myself on the first take, I did say that I wanted to learn how to play the piano next year. And I believe the third one is I really want to travel to more countries. I think next year I'm doing out of the country. I'm doing out of the country destinations because I travel all over the 50 states or whatever, but next year I'm doing international. I'm gonna put the domestics to the side. So international for 2026. I'll let you know how it goes. How the hell are you? How is your spirit? I'm beautiful. My spirit is amazing. I talk to God every fucking day, excuse my language, and I'm in a good place. I feel like everything happens for a reason. I didn't think that coming into 2025, I was going to have any type of surgery, but here we are. And this surgery really gave me the ability to sit the fuck down. And it's crazy because God has a funny way of showing you to sit down. And sometimes isolation has to come in the mix in order for you to see clear and have a clear vision of things and to, detoxify your body. Detox your body and your soul and your mind, your mental and your emotions. So I'm in a really good place. Thank you for asking. I can't even lie. I'm in a really good place. I have no drama. I have nobody knocking on my door with drama. I ain't got nobody in my life that's trying to give me drama. I don't have no cloud over my head. I just don't have no fucking drama. And I want to keep it that way. All right. 65. Road trip to Tampa next time you hit Orlando? No. Number 66. How long does one work on thyself? Forever. We're not perfect and we're never going to be perfect. I'm 42 now, but I might have to work on myself in 2-3 years or maybe 5 years. It's always good to constantly work on yourself. I mean, we're constantly evolving. The person that I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago is not the person that I am now. Even the same mentality, even the mentality is not the same as it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Just like my mentality might not be the same in 5 years. I might not like certain things anymore. The person that I was in my 20s, I'm not now. The way that I was thinking when I was 14 is not what I'm thinking now. You know what I'm saying? So we're constantly evolving and changing. So always work on yourself. And never stop working on yourself either. Next question. What is the one thing that makes you truly fulfilled? I feel like I've answered that question in different forms, so I'll skip that. But family. What's your biggest self-improvement you've made in the last year? Getting back to working on myself. Getting back into therapy. Shout out to my therapist, Celeste. I love you. I do. I do. But yes, working on myself, working on my mental, working on regulating my emotions. I'm fucking 42. I'm premenopausal, guys. This shit is no joke. One moment I'm up, one moment I'm down. This shit is no fucking joke. No fucking joke. And let me tell you something. I definitely do not want to meet a man having these fucking mood swings going up and down and shit. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to. So improving on myself as of right now is what I'm doing. And I love that about me. I love it. Love it. What's your type? So, what is my type? Physically, let's start there. Physically, my type, I'm tall. I'm 5'10", so I would like them to be tall. If they're not tall, that's fine too. The shortest I've ever dated was like 5'6", 5'5", 5'6". But ideally tall, bearded, if possible. If not, that's fine. A nice smile. A man with nice arms. I'm very, very, very much so into biceps. I love a man's arms. It is just sexy to me. I don't care if they're bald or not. I don't care whether they have hair or not. Shit, I barely got any. Look at that. So I like my men stocky. Like, like the football player types. I like my niggas meaty. Arr. I love my men meaty. If not, they can be, I've guys that mainly come to me that are attracted to me. They're mainly like physically fit. Like, I attract a lot of physically fit men, a lot of like guys that look like they live in the fucking gym. But besides the physical aspect of things, I'm attracted to a man that has a clear vision on life, on what he wants, on what he wants from me, on what he wants from us. That is sexy. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Jimmy? That is sexy to me. A man with a clear vision, a man that knows what he wants, a man that doesn't have me second guessing, or a man that doesn't have me questioning, or like, hey, like, or the last thing that you want to do is be with someone and they make you feel like what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want that. You want to have somebody in your life that has a clear vision. I'm attracted to that. I'm attracted to that for sure. Let's see what else. Okay. Sorry, I answered that already. What made you like anime to a point you would binge watch a show? Castlevania on Netflix. Castlevania. Go watch it if you haven't. 71. How are you doing mentally and physically? Physically, I'm good. I'm still not 100%, obviously. But I'm doing good though. Thank you for asking. Mentally, great. What is your biggest fantasy? I'm gonna keep that one to myself right now because it's mad gay. My biggest fantasy is so gay. Bruh. When I tell you gay, I ain't even gonna do it to myself because y'all are going to hang me for that one. And when I say gay, I ain't talking about girl action. I'm talking about gang. So we'll skip that one. If you really want to know the answer to that, even though I'm telling you it's gay, then you can personally DM me on my Instagram, and I will gladly let you know in detail what the fuck I'm talking about. And it has nothing to do with me pegging. Nope. All right. Would you give lovemaking advice to young folks like us? I have. Definitely younger guys, like in their, old, late 20s, they hit me up all the time. And I have, definitely have. I've given out some really good fucking advice, by the way. So, yeah, if you want some advice, let me know. But there, just depending on what you talking about, because there are certain times that niggas that hit me up with certain things, I'd be like, questionable. What's one of your biggest wins so far in 2025? Ooh, closing a chapter, closing a door that I should have closed years ago. Unfortunately, a lot of us tend to hold on to hope. And that us holding on to hope holds us to leaving doors cracked open and not fully closing it. And the biggest thing I did for myself this year was let go of someone that I used to love. And I will no longer allow the gaslighting and the breadcrumbing and the hope and the prayers of things changing. We need to start paying attention to how a person treats us and not just what a person says. And believe a person when they tell you who they are as you're being treated as time goes by. And you can tell me until your face turns blue that you love me and yada, yada, yada. But clearly, if you're not treating me the way that I need to be treated, it is clear as day where things are going. And so I am proud of the fact that I finally let go of someone that I should have let go ages ago. And it's hard to do because we've all been in that situation. And some of us are currently still in that situation where it's hard to let go of someone that you believe you love oh so much. But is it really love if that person is just not treating you how you should be treated? You know, love is not just an act, it's a feeling. It's everything. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, sometimes also when you're in love or you're loving someone and trying to love someone, you also have to really sit down with yourself and take accountability sometimes and start pointing the finger this way. Why am I hurting? Why am I crying? I'm crying and I'm hurting because I'm still in this I'm still putting myself in this predicament and in this situation. So I need to take myself out of it. And that's what I did. So kudos to me. Do you have a type when it comes to men? I just said it. I do have a type. I definitely have a type. My friends know I have a type. I have a type. And it's crazy because the majority of the guys, as of lately, I feel like they've all been like stocky, tall, and light skinned. They've all been like my ex Michael, tall motherfucker, buff, tatted. I love men with tattoos, by the way. Love men with tattoos. Yeah, like stocky. His arms is like my thighs, like, and I love it. And I love it. And I love it. I love it. But you know, you like what you like. Visually, you like what you like. But I don't only date, you know, light-skinned men. It's just that for some strange reason, every man that has come into my life for the last couple of years have been light-skinned, stocky, buff, you know, guys or whatever. But I love me my chocolates. Don't get me wrong, baby. I love me my chocolates. Don't. Okay. Definitely dated a whole lot of chocolate men in my life. Anyway. Do you have a safe word during sex? No, not as of yet. I don't think I've been in a relationship or in a situation where I've needed one. I really haven't done like the bondage or the BDSM. I haven't really ventured into that field. So I would say no. But if I am going to do something out of pocket, then I'll make one up. Let's see. Are you happy or just living and waiting? I am happy. And that's because I make myself happy. Nobody makes me happy. I am a single woman. I bring joy to myself. I bring peace into myself. And I hope to do the same when I do find a partner. I'm not just living life. I am not here just living life. I mean, don't get me wrong. A bitch is living life. But I'm not just here just, like, nah, I'm happy. I'm happy and I'm satisfied. I just know that, my story ain't over. There's a lot of stuff for me to do. Number 78. I'm almost done, guys. As a lover of travel, I love hearing about people's favorite places. What's one of your favorite places to travel? New Orleans. New fucking Orleans. I love New Orleans. And I live in Houston, so New Orleans, when I get on a plane, it's only 45 minutes away from me. Literally, when I go to Dallas, when I fly to Dallas, Dallas is 40 minutes, but New Orleans is 45 minutes away. Yo, the food there is like, it's just fucking phenomenal. The people there, yo, Southern hospitality for fucking real. So yes, one of my favorite places to travel is New Orleans, hands down. What are some simple things you enjoy doing? Simple things, honestly, because I deal with people on a regular basis, there are lots of times where I just put my phone down and I just watch TV. Like, because I don't get to watch TV all the time. Like, even when I'm home and I have the time to watch TV, I don't watch TV because I'm always on my phone. But sometimes I have learned to just put the fucking phone down. We're too stuck on our phones. Put the phone down. When we're putting the phone down, we can actually have the ability to like really focus. So let's start focusing more on ourselves and being in tune with ourselves. I have 3 more questions. If you could experience one moment again in life, not to change it, but just to experience it again, what would it be? Let me tell you. So back in, I believe it was 2007. 2007. Was it 2007? It was 2007, or was it 97? No, I think it was 2007. My mother and my aunts had took a trip to Dominican Republic, and me and my cousins were left. We were all of the cousins. We all live in the same block. Let me tell you something. That was the fucking summer of a lifetime. The things that we did, let me tell you, and we was broke. We were young. We was broke. We were broke, but we ate every day. We partied every day. When I tell you that was probably the best summer I had, one of the best summers that I've had. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. 2007. I would relive those moments. Cash, I know what I'm talking about. My best friend know what I'm talking. It was one of, like, literally, we had fucking damn near 4 houses. Fire. It was one of the best moments I've had in my entire life with my cousins. Like, I cooked every day. Me and Kasha was in the kitchen cooking. We was listening to music, partying. We were being kids. We were being kids. And mind you, in 2007, my son at that time Isaiah was 7, because he was born in 2000. And then my youngest son, he was 5. But when I tell you, we was having fun, man. We were outside. We was outside. 2 more questions. 81, something you've learned about yourself in the last year or 2 that surprises you. In the last 2 years, I've learned that I'm definitely submissive. As masculine as I know that I can be in my everyday life, because I have no choice but to be, I am submissive and I want to be submissive. And when I get into a relationship, my partner will know that I want to be submissive. That is my role. That is what I want. That is what I desire. That is what I crave. I crave to be dominated. I crave to be dominated mentally. I crave to be dominated emotionally, spiritually, physically, especially physically. I crave dominance. I crave submissiveness. That is one thing that I definitely learned about myself. I know how to listen. I know how to obey. And when I say obey, please don't, you're not no dog. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Relax. Last question. How did you become free from caring about opinions, judgments from others? Because I have learned in life that everybody has to do what they have to do for themselves. I'm not here to cater to anyone. I'm not here to make anybody happy. Do you hear me? I am here to make myself happy. And once you make yourself happy, you will be all right. My parents, they've taught me right from wrong. And I think for the most part, I'm doing a pretty good job. Whatever I do in life, whatever decisions that I make in life, they are for me to deal with. The things that I like sexually or in any other capacity in my life, those are for me to deal with, not anybody else. We're living in a world that is judgmental no matter what you do or don't do. Do you not know that even if you go to somebody that gives you advice, right? And they tell you, oh yeah, take the left path and then do this, this, and that, right? And you take their path, the path that they told you to take, and you do A, B, and C. Like literally you did everything that they told you to do to a T. They will still have something to say. Oh, she didn't do it the way that I used to do. My nigga, I am not here to relive your life like you want it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, I'm here to satisfy myself. I'm here to make myself happy. Just like I teach my children. I teach my children right from wrong. This is what you don't do this, you do this or whatever. But we all have our own paths. We all have our own separate destinies. I do not care about what people think about me. I don't give a fuck. I'm happy. Do you know how many people can sit here and say that they're happy with their lives? Like, yes, I will say this. I don't like the fact that I am single because I want to be with somebody. I want a partner. I want to be in a relationship. I have so much love to give. So much that I want to give to one man. And I want us to share experiences. I travel all over the world. I travel so fucking much all the time. I work for an airline. I've been in the airline industry for the past 11, going on 12 years. So there's so much in the world that I see, but I'm tired of having these experiences with my friends or by myself, because that's the only people that I travel with, my friends and myself. But I want to start creating memories with someone, and that is what we're meant to do. And so, yeah, I don't give a fuck about what nobody think about me, baby. They can go suck a dick or a bag of them. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And when people start to realize that they shouldn't give a fuck either, the better they'll be. I'm not going to cry myself at night because, oh, such and such said this about me. Fuck you and suck my dick. I don't give a fuck. This is who I am. You either are going to accept me or you're not going to accept me. And if you don't, I don't give a fuck. You're not in my life. The people that I have in my life currently right now, those who are my friends, those who are my family, they support me. My children support me. My parents love me. My brother, my older brother, Eric, he's one of my biggest fucking supporters. He knows about my podcast. He knows about my viral videos. You know what I'm saying? He knows about all of that stuff. And guess what? He loves me. My younger brother and sister, they're in their late 20s. They love me. They adore me. My children, they love me. They adore me. So guess what? I don't give a fuck about what anybody else got to say. So that was that. I hope you guys enjoyed the answers that I gave you. I think I'm going to do this more often. I'm just going to break it down because god damn, y'all gave me questions. Thank you for keeping it cute. And you know what? Just for the shits and giggles, I'm going to answer my homeboy Lou. His question with his dumbass was, if I blow a bubble, if I blow an air bubble in your butt, would it come out as a fart? I honestly think, all jokes aside, it would just come out as air, like gas. It's kind of like when a woman is having sex with a man and she's blowing out air. It sounds like a fart, but it's not a fart. She's blowing air through her pussy. It's when you're fucking her that air is going inside the pussy, but air is coming right back out. So yes, if you blow an air bubble up my ass, it is not going to come out as a fart. It is going to come out as air. I can't believe I even answered that. Goodbye.